So today we are on school lunch challenge number 4, and we are going to make a pizza mug muffin. So we're starting with what came in the lunch today. This was all the items that came in the lunch today. And we're going to set aside the craisins and the apple and utilize the cheese stick, the milk, and the pizza strip. So this is a pizza strip that we get in New England that people enjoy. It's kind of more like bread, but a standard slice of New York pizza would work for this as well. So on this, we're going to make sure that the slice, and you would take your ruler, you measure 3 inches across by 6 inches long. So that way, if they cut the slice differently in your lunch when you get it, you're going to make sure that it is going to be the same in the recipe over and over again. And we're going to go ahead and tear apart little bits and pieces. And I'm just doing this over the plastic wrap that it was wrapped in. You can do it over the glass measure when you measure your milk, or directly into the mug that you're going to bake it in. So we go ahead and do that, break it all up into little tiny pieces. And this is going to become soaked in our milk. So our milk, we're going to take 1/3 of a cup of milk, measuring that out in a liquid measuring cup, and then soaking all of our pizza inside that measuring cup. So I've already done that so that we don't waste time in the soaking process. And here is what it will look like. So we've got a mixture of the bread that has been soaked in the milk, okay, or the pizza that's been soaked in the milk. So to this, we're going to add in 1 tablespoon of oil and stir this around. Then we're going to go ahead, once the oil is mixed in, and we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of flour, which I've already measured out. We're going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, and a 1/4 teaspoon of basil, and a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. If you have it, it's just nice to add in a little bit more depth of flavor, but if you don't have garlic powder at home, you don't need to use that. If you don't have basil and oregano separate, you could simply just use some Italian seasoning. So we're gonna mix this all together. Now you can do this straight in the mug you are baking, putting it in the microwave in, or you can do it in the measuring cup like I did here. Because I had the glass, I wanted you to be able to see inside the glass. So we're gonna mix this all together and get kind of a wet drop batter. We would call that a drop batter because it goes and drops right off of our fork or our spoon. And for this, so that you can see the edges rise, I'm going to go ahead and leave it in my measuring cup, but you can use a mug of your choice, but make sure it's large enough. So you do want a mug that is at least 8 ounces, but probably closer to 12 ounces would help in your bake time. So this may take a little longer to bake because this is an 8 ounce or a 1 cup measuring cup. So I'm just going to clean that off on the edges, bring it down around so it's nice and level. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the cheese stick, and I'm going to simply shred it up, just as if I would get shredded cheese out of the package. Don't make it too thick or it won't melt all of the way. And we're simply gonna go ahead and shred this up using the entire stick. It'll make it nice and cheesy. If you notice that bakery pizza that they call it, only had some Parmesan cheese on top. So this is gonna make it nice and cheesy. I'm gonna go ahead and just rip those shreds a little bit smaller. Okay, and then we're gonna put that on top of our mug or whatever you have. If you have a bowl, you want it to be deep enough though so that it will rise in the microwave. So now we've got our layer of the batter and our shredded cheese on top. We're gonna take just a sprinkling of oregano, give it that pizza parlor feel, and we're gonna stick this in the microwave until it is risen and it has been set. So depending on the size of your mug and the strength of your microwave, that will determine the time. So I'm gonna start this at 2 minutes in the microwave, and we're gonna see if we need to go a little longer. Okay, so that was 2 minutes. Remember, even though it's in your microwave, it's still gonna come out and be very hot. If you notice on the side, again, I kept this glass for you so that you could see what nice rise we got. So it did rise out of the container. We have some melty cheese on top, and we're gonna go ahead and dip our fork in. Okay, and we have a nice baked muffin. Okay, in the microwave. I'm gonna take it, give it a taste. School lunch challenge accepted.